Welcome as we continue our series of practical guide of Islamic laws of inheritance. Qasim died December 14. He left behind a total property worth of $120,000. But he made a will, he made a bequest, and he wanted to give $50,000 in charity. And then at the time of his death, he has father, wife, one daughter, two sons, daughters, two daughters, son, and three real brothers. Now let's move on to his distribution. And of course, first step is to see, was this will appropriate and what's the final distributable amount? So we have to minus the will out of the total amount. But what we see is the will is a bit too much, $50,000. What's the maximum permissible if you have $120,000? It's the 1/3, right? And 1/3 of that is $40,000. So Qasim cannot make a will, or if he has made a will that is more than the 40,000 threshold, then we can only adjust the will back to the 40,000 maximum and distribute that as will, and the rest of it has to go through the laws of inheritance. So instead of 50,000, we give 40,000 in the will, and the left behind a value is $80,000 that needs to be distributed. So let's populate our grid, our template, name of Qasim, his date of death, his distributable wealth, which is 80,000, and then the list of the relatives with their count. Let's look at table 1. Wife. How much is wife going to get? I think you guessed it right. There are children present, which is son's daughter, and son's daughter is one of the 6 relatives that come under awlad, right? Who are those 6? Son, daughter, son's daughter, and son's son, son's son's son, son's son's daughter. So this condition has been met. Wife gets 1/8. Father is also going to get 1/6 because children are present. That condition has been met. Father gets 1/6. Then we see one daughter. That's going to be interesting. So for daughters, you will see 2 conditions. First is, if there are 2 or more daughters and no son, then they will share 2/3. And the next one is, there's only one daughter and there's no son. So that one daughter is going to get half. So this is what we're dealing with. We have one daughter and no son, so she gets half. Then we have son's daughter. So it seems like the person had a son, but son died, but son's daughter is alive. So we had son's daughter now, and the son's daughters, there are 3 conditions over here. One is if there are 2 or more, but the condition says that's only met if there's no son, there's no daughter, and there's no son's son. So in this case, we have a daughter, we don't meet that condition. The next one, if it's one son's daughter, we don't meet that condition. And the third one is the son's daughter is going to get 1/6 if there's only one daughter and then there's no son or there's no son's son. So we have that one daughter, and the son's daughter will now get 1/6 assigned to them. So we are looking for daughter's son, which we won't find here. That comes under Zibil Arham. And then we are looking for real brothers, which we won't find in table 1 either. So these are the fractions we're dealing with: 1/8, 1/6, half, and 1/6. What would be the common denominator now? It becomes 24 again. Whenever you have 6 and 8, or 3 or 8, it always becomes 24. So 24 is a common denominator. 1/8 will become 3 out of 24, 1/6 becomes 4 out of 24, and half becomes 12, and son's daughter gets 1/6, which is 4 out of 24. Now, have we distributed all the wealth as yet, or are we still looking for people to get more? So it's 3 plus 4, 7, plus 12, which is going to be 19, and then it took me a minute to think of that, and then we have 4, so it's going to be 23. So we still have one more piece of pizza hanging around. Who gets that? Let's go to table 2. We walk from left to right. We see son. We don't find a son. We don't see a son or son. Father, we do see a father. Father already has a share, which is 4, right? So the one that is left behind also goes to the father now. Now father, instead of getting 4, will now get 5. And then of course the other two relatives, real brothers and daughter's son, are not going to get any share. This is how we distribute the 24 slices. Let's figure out how much each person gets. There's one wife, she gets 3, father gets 5, daughter gets half. There are 2 sons, daughters, so instead of total 4, they will get 2 each. And then we can multiply this by the distributable wealth, and we get our numbers, which is 10,000 for wife, 16,666 for father, 40,000 for daughter, and 6,666 for each son's daughter. Easy peasy. I hope you learned from this video. Please share this information with others as well. That will also enhance your own learning.